This is another load of wastage by the Welsh Labour Drakeford government. They bought a farm, which is about 400 acres, for 4.25 million to help a festival without even doing a business plan. Now, this was all done behind closed doors because the people who own the festival know one of the MPs. Now, this is a huge amount of money, and lots of people started turning their eyes up after this was going on because the original farmer put in for planning permission to extend a caravan site or a holiday home or something like that. And he was refused planning permission. But as soon as this lot bought the farm, they were going to put all buildings up all over the shop to have this thing. Now, the Welsh Government said the auditor's report made clear the acquisition followed appropriate process and value for money, which is not what they're saying now. They're saying it was done wrong. So they're actually saying they didn't even submit a business plan before spending all this money. So have a look at these yourself after. This is all been reported. The Green Man people originally wanted it, but then after it got a bit dodgy, they said, "Oh, we're not really interested." So that meant the Welsh ministers are stuck with the farm, and then people started asking questions, and it started to get very, very blurry then, and you realise people are spending 4.25 million without really going through the proper channels, and Drakeford was involved in it as well. Ministers have repeatedly defended the project, saying it was necessary to secure the future of the festival in Wales. Originally, but now they're changing their tune. The boss of the festival, Fiona Stewart, said the festival submitted an extensive vision document and said she would employ a local farmer to manage the land. But this was all done later, after it had been bought, not before. So this is how Labour work. Welsh Labour work behind closed doors and then afterwards. I don't think it's a good use of resources, Mr Hedges, member of the Senedd MS from Swansea, told BBC Wales. We've got things we can do with that sort of money. I don't believe the Welsh Government should be out to get involved in funding tourism projects without prior plans. It's pretty dodgy, this is. This is very, very dodgy. Now, you have a look at this yourself. Well, what has happened now, basically, people started to get... The locals didn't want it there. People started submitting freedom of information requests on what was going on, and none were forthcoming, and they eventually did come back, and we realised that the civil service didn't like it because it was done behind people's backs. Now they're talking about trying to sell it to the Green Man people festival, and the Green Man Festival don't want to buy it. There's lots of people now, they're trying to make excuses to sell it now. They're saying it was a flood risk, but the farmer had crops on it before, and they didn't worry about that. Now, last of all, the last thing I've heard is they found some rare bird on it, and now they can't do any birds on it, and now they're trying to sell it again. It is really, really dodgy. There's a freedom of information request here, disclosed 2 valuation reports. It's 4.25 million, basically. It's a 241 acre farm, includes a listed farmhouse with 7 bridges and a tented site and a community orchard. Green Man was also approached for comment. Now, these people know they've been caught, and the Welsh Conservative Senedd leader, Labour clearly cannot be trusted with public money, and it looks like members on their own benches are coming around to agreeing. So this is a big fraud, really, that's been covered up. And then it come out into the open, and they're having to sell it because they've been caught. That's what's happening. This is Wales greenwashing again. So comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll keep putting things up. Ta-da!